This right here is maybe the best reason to skip the Legion Go 2. And this is the Legion Go S. This is the Steam Deck edition. Significantly cheaper, but still gets you probably about 90% of where you want to be. And I think that this is a remarkable handheld PC that really has changed my mind on the idea of Steam on a handheld. So, if you've seen my previous videos, I even have the regular Legion Go S. I have the Legion Go. I've covered all of them, not the Legion Go 2 yet. Hopefully, I'll be able to add that to my resume in the near future. But the Legion Go 2 came out, and I think was a little disappointing for some folks because it's just so expensive. And we're kind of getting to a position with these higher end and especially more expensive handheld gaming consoles to where it's like, just get a desktop or a gaming laptop, right? Because the big benefit is you're going to be able to play higher end games. You're going to be able to play high end games with a higher level of performance. Well, that's where this guy comes in. And I had kind of sworn off Steam OS when it came to like the Steam Deck. I was one of the first people in the door when it came to the Steam Deck. And I pre-ordered mine. I waited over a year for the sucker to show up. And it first showed up and I got him like, man, this is amazing. And then I started installing my games and then like they weren't working because they weren't compatible and they didn't have compatibility with like the anti-cheat software and things like that. So it was kind of a painful first 2 years. Like it wasn't really until the Legion Go showed up on scene and the Asus ROG Ally that it really showed me, okay, this is what I want. And I'm happy with Windows. Like Windows doesn't bother me on a handheld console because I'm used to using it on my PC. Like it doesn't give me any heartburn to have to use the handheld just like I do my PC. And of course, it's got a little trackpad for the mouse cursor. You've got the little software keyboard that pops up. Like you got everything you need. So I was kind of like, all right, I don't need Steam OS in my life as a dedicated operating system. I can just use my PC if I want, or you can install Steam on your regular Windows version handheld. Well, that's where the Legion Go S comes in, and yes, it's got the Z2 in there instead of the Z1 Extreme. Of course, you get the Z1 Extreme and pay more money, but I don't think you need to. And a lot of people really gave this console a lot of flack because the Z2 is not quite on the same power level. It's more power efficient, and that's kind of what we needed because there's really like a sweet spot. And the Z1 Extreme does a good job of playing the higher end games, but it really just kills the battery. So you got to have it plugged in and then the fans running all the time and it's just kind of running in like a maxed out manner. Well, the Z2 is actually a very complementary chipset. It is better on battery life and one with Steam, there's so many indie games, like there's so many indie emulator things, all sorts of stuff to do on here that you don't need to have a giant V8 engine in it. Maybe a V6 is fine that you could turn up a little bit. And this one, I have been able to play pretty much whatever I want to play. And I'm playing right now Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and I'm taking this with me. I'm actually going on a trip to China. I'm going to be gone for a week for work, and this is going with me. And I got a lot of games on here. I was installing more of them. Let me go look at my library right now. Like right now, I've got a bunch downloading. Resident Evil 4, the remake, Wolf Among Us, Tony Hawk Pro Skater HD, Life is Strange, Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition, Fallout 3, LA Noire, Final Fantasy 8 Remastered, Cuphead, Dead by Daylight. Like that's my lineup. And those are games that I like. And when it comes to playing games on a handheld PC, mostly what I do is I play kind of mid-range games. I'm not trying to play Cyberpunk 2077 with ray tracing maxed out on a handheld. I want to play that on my big, beautiful desktop screen. But there's like this sweet spot. And I think the Steam Deck realized that this customer existed. One that wants to play handheld PC games on the go and have a good experience doing it. And you don't want to necessarily be tethered to the computer all the time. And I mean, I'm taking a computer with me. I have a computer here. I got a computer in my office. I still play on the handheld gaming PC in my bed. Sometimes I just want to have the nice, intimate experience of the handheld hardware. And the handheld hardware on the Legion Go S is the best. Like, it is top of the line. The ergonomics, the grips on the back, the buttons. The buttons have nice key press on them. The positioning is good. The sound is okay. And that's kind of one of the things you get into with these handhelds is the sound will get drowned out a little bit once the fans kick in. They're not the super loudest because they're trying to save on battery, and you got a high refresh rate and all that stuff. It's a really nice screen for gameplay and things like that. But yeah, you probably want to use a set of earbuds or headphones when you're playing with it. But what's nice is headphone jack, and you've got the SD card slot. You can add extra storage, and you've got good heat ventilation up at the top. It shoots out up at the top. It's not burning your hands and making them hot. Ventilation is very good on here, and this kind of like indigo color is beautiful. And it's funny because this is running Steam OS, but I think it does a better job than Steam Deck. So I have the original Steam Deck. I bought it at the 512 version. I ended up giving it to my son just because I didn't care for it. I moved on. I was like, okay, Windows, 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 Windows. And I've got the Asus ROG Ally, the Ally X. I've got the Legion Go. I've got the Legion Go S with Windows version. And this one just feels special to me. It's so nice having the simplicity of it. Now, the simplicity was nice when the original Steam Deck first came out, but it was kind of clunky. And compatibility issues were there, and it just really wasn't firing on all cylinders. Now what we've done is we've taken the Legion Go S, which I think is fantastic. And then now we have Steam, so we've got access to that library and the simplicity of the OS. It's so nice. Like, you basically just have the menu over here. You've got home, library, store, friends and chat, media, download, settings, and power. Not a whole lot to it. Browse through the store. You've got your payment information in there already set up with PayPal or whatever you've got set up using it for. You can download stuff quickly. Wi-Fi on here is excellent. The screen is beautiful. High refresh rate. Plenty of power for probably 90% of the things you want to do. So then you look at the price tag and you're like, okay, Legion Go 2, $1049, basically looking at $1,100. And right now over at Best Buy, regular MSRP, you can get the Legion Go S for $649, and you can get them open box even cheaper than that a lot of times because sometimes people will buy them, return them. It's just not for them. So, yeah, I think this is the best alternative to the Legion Go 2 out there right now. And Legion Go 2, don't get me wrong, is nice. I saw it. I was in Berlin at IFA whenever it got announced. Yeah, I took a couple pictures and stuff, got some hands-on time with it. It is beautiful. Like, the inner geek and nerd inside of me, the inner computer gamer guy, yeah, I can't wait to get my hands on one. And it's funny because I saw a thing about the Game Gear earlier on the internet. I look at a lot of like retro console things and things like that, but it's just crazy how far that we've come. I've been a portable gamer my whole life. Like, the Game Boy is probably the most important and pivotal system that ever existed in my life. And I love portable games. And it's one of those things where we've come so far. I remember the 4 AA batteries I used to have to put in my Game Boy with my dot matrix screen. You know, it wasn't backlit. You had to use a magnifying glass. I remember, like, it was so bad. I played next to a lamp in my living room after I think it was my 11th or 12th birthday. I'd gotten Mario 2, the 6 golden coins, and I played through it all night and I beat it. And I gave myself horrendous eye strain. I had like the worst migraine eye strain headache in the history of mankind for like 3 days. I wanted to die on my birthday. And my mom was like, I told you so. Shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have stayed up next to the lamp playing all night. Well, then we got the Game Gear. And the Game Gear was cool, but the library of titles, there just wasn't that many games. And it took 6 AA batteries. And those suckers, it felt like you could get a fresh pack of 6 AA's, which, I mean, you had to get 8 because you needed 6 batteries. You would put those suckers in there, and I kid you not, 40 minutes later, the power light felt like it was already coming on. You had to have a power adapter just to get any serious gameplay out of it. So to see where we've come in all these years, and just to see where we've come with the Steam Deck, like, I liked the original Steam Deck for like 5 minutes. And then I'm like, God, this sucks. I wish this had Windows. And then it's funny because I've covered so many Windows ones, and everyone's like, boo, boo, Windows. I'm like, you got to do it on the PC anyway. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Install Epic Games Launcher on there. Install Riot Games. Install Battle.net. Install Steam. All those things. And you're good to go. It's really not that big of a deal. So I didn't even think about coming back to Steam. And then I was able to get my hands on this. I wanted to mess around with it some. Lenovo was kind enough to send it out to me, so thanks to Lenovo for doing that. But yeah, I think this really is just about the best option out there right now for people who are wanting to do some handheld gaming. It's great for travel. It's great for sitting around on the couch. This thing is great on Sunday when you're like, hey, I've got the game on in the living room, but hey, I want to play a little bit of video games, play some Fall Guys while I watch the football guys falling down on the field. It just gives you that extra level of versatility. You're not tethered to the desktop. You're not floating around. You're not carrying around a backpack with a laptop on your trip if you don't want to. You can just throw this in there, and it makes for some really good gameplay. And yes, the Z2 is not as good as the Z1 Extreme, which of course you can still get a Z1 Extreme version and pay more for it. But I think most people kind of find themselves in that sweet spot where it's like you don't need to run this at like all the way maxed out. You're playing games that don't require that much power. And so many of these games, a lot of stuff that's on here is retro, it's older, it's multiplayer, it's indie. It's like all these different options and alternatives. It has plenty of power for that, and it has a little bit better battery. So it's like a kind of a nice compromise, and then you can plug it in. I mean, it comes with the charging cable. Yeah, it's not like the olden days with the Game Boy where it's like, oh, yep, hope you got a fresh set of AA batteries. You know, eventually they had some power adapters you could use and stuff, but we've come a long way. And yeah, I think right now the Legion Go S, especially the Steam Deck version, is probably the best entry handheld gaming PC you could get. It has plenty of power for probably just about anyone for most things. I mean, yeah, you're not going to have the greatest time in the world trying to play Warzone on here, but this isn't for Warzone. Warzone is like put your headset on, get in the game, go get on your desktop or your Xbox or your PlayStation. That's just not what I see these for. You can do some of that stuff, but for most of the other games that you're going to play, this is going to do it. And it's great because it's like the whole thing. You can even plug it into a monitor. You can use this as an actual computer, plug in a keyboard, plug in a mouse, plug in your monitor, have like a desktop station set up whenever you get to like in your office or whatever, and you get the best of both worlds. You want to fire up Valorant? Go play some Valorant. Actually, I don't know if that's on here because of Steam, but you get the picture. Play some CS:GO. So that's all I've got. If you have any questions, comments, gripes, concerns, complaints, all that stuff, please, of course, go to the comment section. I'll do my best to get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.